Hello everyone, it is me, MrSneakyy, and today we are going to go over everything you're going to need to know about the actual elite raids themselves, how to participate, how to summon, everything you need to know, so stay tuned for more. Hello, so yes, it is me, MrSneakyy here, and we're going to be going over the elite raids. As you can see, we've gone over them a little bit in the first impressions video. If you've not checked it out, just click on the channel, and it's a couple of videos before this, you'll see my first impressions, which does cover a little quick brief on it. But today is the full in-depth guide on elite raids, how they work, and everything you need to know about them, right? So just smash a like, comment, and subscribe before we get into anything. Just show that support, show the love to the channel. We are growing every day, and it's an amazing community to be a part of. Also, if you're looking as well, I do have the Discord server up. I'm going to have the Discord link in the description, so just check out the description below, and you can just join the Discord. If you want to select a role, select the roles you want, like the YouTube alerts or games, as well as the community member or subscriber if you've linked with YouTube, and then obviously you're going to get access to everything, right? So let's get into the video. So we are going over everything again about elite raids. So as you can see, we have got, if I go on my avatar frames, we do have a few completed so far. We have the giant bear, the giant, the thunder rock, and the dire bear. So we've got 4 of them. We've been able to complete these frames, and I'm going to explain how to get the frames and how all these work, because they are a little bit different compared to when you normally fight the raid for the first time, just so you know that. So elite raids, what are they, right? So let's go into the alliance section and hit behemoths. And when you go into the elite raids, these are all the elite raids available, because these are all the behemoths currently in the season. And the way it works is every time you slay one of these behemoths, you will upgrade your current behemoth stats, so you'll level them up. So go to level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't know how much it's going to max out. I believe it will be at level 5, it'll be maxed out, but we'll soon see in the next season when we get to try it out properly. But when we're going into the raids themselves, the things you need to pay attention to when you're going into these raids are actually these little markers at the bottom, because these markers on the bottom are actually gonna be special debuffs and buffs that are on the actual raid compared to the original one, and these are actually big like game changers, as you're gonna see later on, right, in some future videos. So with this, the way it works is, say you want to raid, for example, the Thunder Rock for your alliance. All you have to do, if you're the alliance leader or if you're an officer, you can hit raid, you can select the option of which area you want to do, and then you'd hit start, right? And when you hit start, it would then trigger the unlock of the raid, allowing your alliance members to go in to fight the elite raid itself. So when you complete the raid, obviously, like say you get some rewards every time you complete it. It does state, if we go back on to the elite raid section, for example, when you get the elite raid, you will get these 400 gems, these speed ups, as well as some ascension emblems and resources, and these obviously change and go up when you go across the different elite raids themselves. The other thing you get as well, which is the one everyone wants, right, is the frame. So the way to obtain this frame is very simple. You have to be the first set of members that ever kill the first ever elite raid, basically, on the server. So if your alliance is the first alliance and you're in the first 40 members of that alliance that were participating within the raid, and as you can see, you kill it within the timer, and that's the big factor here. The timer is to get the additional reward of the frame, then you get it, right? And once you've got it, you can't get it anymore. No one else can obtain it until next season, and then it's going to be open for grabs again, right? The thing is, when we go over things in some future videos, the Hydra currently and the Dragon does seem to be a little bit bugged. When you hit the Hydra, this obviously the frame looks amazing. You have to complete it within 6 minutes 30, which is, it's very hard to do at the moment, and it's very hard to kill, because when you go over the actual traits themselves, The range suppression, dealing 20% less damage, is so much less damage that everyone's dealing. It is a big damage, factor that you can see. The other thing that's a really big factor as well is the very bottom one, the Thread of Agony. So every time you die and you're inside the raid, you heal the Hydra 2% of its maximum health, which is absolutely detrimental. So becomes a strategy where when you are fighting this Hydra and you get into like the 10-15k area of your march, you just leave, because if you're in there and you dying is more detrimental, and healing the Behemoth up, so all the damage you've just dealt was for no reason. Like, you've just wasted so much time that you've been working towards. So hopefully they might change some of these buffs, but this is so far, how it works, and these are the rewards. The cool thing with the elite raids as well, just to give you guys some input when you are planning on taking these, right? So say you have multiple behemoths like we do. So we have a few Hydras, as you can see on screen. We have one on the left and one on the right. The one thing you need to be careful of is when you go into one of these Hydras, for example, and you click on it, you have the timer on screen, and this is the 1 day timer that I've just clicked on here, and it's closed for 1 day and 19 hours and 40 minutes, which is very good. It means you can elite raid very safely. What happens is eventually this timer changes into the open zone when anyone can rally against it and take it. And during that time, when someone can opportunity, take a behemoth, you cannot do an elite raid. We tried today during the timer and we can't do it, so we had to wait. I think it was about 3 or 4 hours, and then after the timer we could then elite raid again because it closed down. And it was the same for the one down here, which is here. This timer might be a little bit longer now, or it might be still on the fight. Yeah, so as you can see, it's delayed by nearly 3-4 hours compared to the other one. And that's how it works. So if you're trying to plan these events, just remember, when you're planning them, you need to be in the closed phase of these events to get it. And then on top of everything, when you're looking for like DPS matches and stuff, there's a few you could run. I've been running the Nico and Guanwin, and on my screen at the moment these are my Nico skills, and as you can see, he's not maxed out at level 60, but he's 5324. The Guanwin's level 52. She's maxed out though, which is really important. But with this march in particular, and I'm running currently the PvP talents that I've been using for quite a while, I've been able to hit rank 5 damage, and I've been even to hit rank 4 damage in the Alliance, which has been really big. I'm consistently rank 10 in damage. So if you were running, for example, this talent tree right here, which is what I would suggest to run if you were going to be raiding only, this talent tree should give you way more damage output in these raids. So hopefully, in the future we can be able to switch and test this out with everyone running it, right, and see how much more DPS you get compared to it. But as you can see, these are my marches, what I'd be running. You don't really want to be bringing mages, because mages don't deal enough damage. They just really don't. They're all about burst windows, and archers are all about DPS over time, which is really important. Another match you can bring if you didn't have these is obviously like Nico or Craig, and if you got some of the newer heroes, you could run Kanara, and obviously with Nico this would be an amazing combo. Also, if you've got Hosk, if you're a whale, obviously you'd run Hosk with Nico, or if you've got Kanara, you could run Kanara and Hosk as well. It's up to you. But the thing is, this is obviously my opinion in pairings, what we've been running so far. And I can try, I don't know if I've saved any of my reports. I don't have, unfortunately. But like in the Alliance areas, if we could zoom down, we can try and see some of these raids where we've been in. You can see the top guys. Been really good. You can come down, see how many more. We've been trying to do these all day, as you can see. And look, there's me there, rank 10. And that's with my march, as you can see. And we've got some amazing players in here, some amazing whales, and some great strength in here. But, as long as you've got the ability to have really good positioning and understand how mechanics work in his elite raids, then you're going to destroy it, right? So that's pretty much the Elite Raid video. That's the guide on them. I'm going to be uploading individual videos where you can see, for example, the bear and the giant getting killed together, and then hopefully like the Thunder Rock and the Hydra, for example, and then even the others, you know, down the line. So I'm going to try and upload them in like a pairing video, so I hope you guys enjoy that. But all the information you're going to need on these, you know, raids is that's all you're going to need. The only other thing I'm going to add to the end of the video for all those guys that have, you know, you've listened all the way through, thank you for listening. You know, hit the comment and subscribe button and press the like button for me. You know, it is a massive deal for me to do that. But another tip just to throw in there before we finish up on this video, because we're getting a little bit longer, when you're looking to do these raids, just remember currently, and it's been confirmed if you even ask the Call of Dragons support team themselves, if you're looking for raid buffs, there's no raid buff that's specifically damaging behemoths anymore. So when you're looking for buffs, you're going to be looking for Legion attack buffs, for example. So when you look at any of these buffs, we've got gold production, we've got some march speed, which could be really good in certain scenarios. We've got gathering speed, which we're not bothered, research, mana gathering, again, Legion attack. So that's the one we want to be picking here. You get 10% Legion attack for your march, and this is the only one you're going to be able to use when you're in a raid. So if you've got something like this is the one you're going to be picking, right? And the reason why, just to give you guys you know, a quick early access to the future video on why they've done this, is when you click on your artifacts now and you click on your details for them, when you look down and you can see damage taken and damage dealt, this is within a raid, and you need to be level 40 to unlock this, which is 5 stars, and then to get this one again, this is level 50 and 6 stars. So this is how they've compensated for it. They've given you stars levels that allow you to get permanent raid buffs, and that's why they're there now. So if you're looking to get better DPS or survive longer in a raid, and you're looking for any sort of increase, your artifacts is the way to go now. Obviously for me, if you're running archers, shadow blades is the way to go. If your march isn't obviously somehow as strong as the others, and somehow you're always lacking in damage, for example, say you're only hitting 30,000 damage, for me I would suggest bringing the Heart of Kamasi if you do have it. Just because if you're only dealing so little damage, it's because you're either not understanding how the raid works, so you're dying really quickly, or you're just not really DPSing right at the right times because you're just taking too much damage, for example, or you're just moving about, or you're AFK, right? So having a Heart of Kamasi is good for you because you can cast it, and when you do cast it, 3 of your friendly legions, so any of your allies around you, are going to get this buff, which increases their attack by 18% and normal attack damage by 18%. So even though you might be lacking in damage yourself, those guys that are putting in the work, you might be able to help them even more by getting them an extra bit of, you know, an extra bit of strength and kick into their punches, right? So that's everything you're going to need to know, guys, on the Elite Raids. I hope you enjoyed it. It's me, MrSneakyy. Smash like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this. But I've been enjoying Elite Raids myself, as you can see. I've got 4 of the frames, and I've been loving doing them. So I can't wait to do more in the future. So that's me. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.